All right, folks, back on the Boss Man Show. See on the screen there, friend of the show, A.W. Hamilton, EKU Colonels out of A-Sun. A.W., how things going up there in Richmond, my good brother?
Man, they're going great, man. It's awesome to be back on your show. It's great to see you, and I think the last time I saw you was maybe in Clarksville, so it's been a while.
Yes, it was. 2024, Clarksville, yep.
So, but it's good to see you, man. It's good to be back on the show.
100%, man. I was looking at the stats, man. It's going into your eighth year. I can't believe we're doing this almost 8 years we've been doing this, man. It's going to your eighth year,
Man,
EKU.
you know what? It's flown by. There's been so many different things that have changed in college athletics and in my world, and it's been a fun 7 seasons at EKU. I feel like I'm coaching the New York Knicks, man. I love it here. I'm from here. My wife is from Northern Kentucky. She's the cheerleading coach. I got 3 kids who absolutely love Eastern Kentucky. I mean, they're the biggest EKU fans, whatever it is, baseball, football, soccer, volleyball, and they're 11, 10, and 6. And, it's been a blessing being here.
100%, man. And also, you all changed conferences as well. You went from the OBC to the A-Sun. I know we talked about it, kind of recruiting to a different kind of level of players. So, talk about just now being A-Sun 3 years, 4 years here, doing great things, getting 12 wins in conference play. Having winning seasons as well. So I'll talk about just the transition from the OBC to the A-Sun and how you're entrenched now fully now in the A-Sun.
Well, the A-Sun's a great league. You and I talked about it in the beginning years ago that the coaches in the A-Sun, we got high level coaching in this league, and the recruiting in this league. You look at the different teams that have lost guys to different Power Five schools, that guys who've went off and been very successful and productive in our league. So our league kind of speaks for itself, and we won the first regular season championship in 45 years. Last year we went on the longest conference winning streak at Eastern Kentucky since 1966. And our starting point guard, George Kimball, who was leading the league in scoring and steals, blows his knee out. He has a knee injury. And now George, he finished second team all league. He's going to Vandy. So it just shows you, Jakari Lane in our league. He's going to Texas A&M, and the list goes on, but the league is really strong.
No doubt. And just talk about just even the dog fight you have every night. And especially having to play either Thursday, Saturday, on a one-day prep with these tough teams every night you really got to prepare for. These coaches have to prepare for it. How they all have different styles of play AW is really like it's exciting to see how tough the league is, but I know if there's a comparison, you love that junk.
It is. I mean, because you talk about the different styles of play in our league. You had Lenny over at Lipscomb, and they played a different way, and then you got Corey over in Austin P that he can junk up the game. He's as good as anybody in the league at mixing up things on you. And Bellarmine plays a different style. So the list goes on and on. Donnie Jones is as good as coach as there is in the country. So, but it is a fun league because it's a challenging league every single night.
No doubt, man. And the way you all play, the 40 minutes of excitement you all play, man, it wears people down. And talk about that when you have to play a guy to play you on Saturday after that Thursday game and have to deal with what you present and how that really helps you all with your conditioning and how you all play, help you get wins that way and wear guys down, especially on that Saturday of those conference weeks.
Yeah, it does. And you know what, and I didn't even know this till a couple weeks ago, but in my 7 years here, we have led the country 3 times in field goal attempts per game. And we finished top 10 in the country 5 times. So, the most exciting 40 minutes in sports, we really play extremely fast. We shoot a lot of threes, and then we're gonna pick you up full court, 94 feet every game, every possession. So it's a different style. And it's a unique style. It's been a style that our fans have really gravitated to. And, we've led the league in attendance, back to back years. We didn't this past year because we didn't get into our arena until January 9th. But, we had never done that in the program history. So it's been a fun style, both for our fans, recruiting, and then it's helped us, have a lot of success on the court.
Hey, W, I thought about you when I was doing the NBA conference finals with the Pacers, and I said that's what you do because how they picked up full court with the Pacers, how fast they play. I thought about you and your team when I was up there watching them play the Knicks up there. And I'm like, that's what my man do, kind of just picking up full court here and playing fast.
Well, the thing I loved about the Pacers too, you can never put them away. You look at that first round game versus the Knicks, and the Knicks are up 14 with what, a minute and a half to go, and they come back and the Pacers come back and win that game because of their style of play. And so I really admire what they were able to accomplish this year.
No doubt, man. And for you also as well, I want to ask you about your administration, man, because to be somewhere 8 years in this environment, this business, it means the administration has your back and sees your vision and believes in you and your staff. So how about that, having people in East Kentucky in the community and the administration believe in you and your vision to keep this thing going the way it's been going?
Well, we've got an elite president, Dr. David McFadden. He's an elite president. He's taken our university and really grown our university. He's pushed us forward. We've had record enrollment the last 3 years. We've got new buildings going up. We're finishing a $51 million renovation to our arena, which finally be done in November. And he's always got something going on, whether it's redoing a new dorm or redoing our cafeteria, our dining facility. He's just an incredible leader. And then we lost our athletic director, Matt Roan, and we were able to replace Matt Roan with Kyle Moats, who's a veteran AD. He was the AD at Missouri State for over 15 years. So, he's steadied the ship, and we're continuing to push athletics forward.
No doubt, man. And talk about this AW for your guys, be able to refuel and retool their bodies because having enough for snacks and Gatorades and energy drinks. Talk about that piece of it because your guys need to really put in these hard yards this summer to get ready to be conditioned for this grind of 5 months and having some support to make sure you can fuel their bodies as you prepare them this summer here to get ready for this great season you got coming up here in November.
Well, that's a great point. And, what we do is we don't leave any rock unturned. We just don't. And our guys got here this summer. Our strength coach, John Mike, is our director of sports medicine. Kyle. We all took our team to the grocery store. And we talked to our team about how to make the right choices in the grocery store. What do you need to put in your body? How do you fuel your body up? Because we don't sit around and we don't talk about a championship every day. We don't. We talk about winning the weight. Everybody wants to win a championship in March, but what are you going to do every day? What are you willing to sacrifice every day to put us in position to win the championship? And so that's what we talk about, winning the weight. And it really boils down to we got to be great at things that require no talent. That's what I tell my guys all the time. You got to be great at things that just require no talent. Everybody's super talented at this level, all right? But the thing that you got to do the best is make great choices in everything that you do, because everything that they do is going to impact us winning. How they eat, how they sleep, how they attack weights, how they fuel their body, everything. So, those are the things that make this profession fun when you're teaching young people. And that's what we push on our guys. But the nutrition piece is critical. I mean, it's critical. I mean, if you don't fuel your body before you attack that weight room, you can't max out in that weight room. You just can't do it. If you're not hydrating like you're supposed to hydrating, you can't max out. It's impossible. If you're not sleeping 8 to 10 hours a night, your body don't have time to build back. It just doesn't. So those are the things that we talk about every single day.
And you know what, with the way you all play, both sides 40 minutes in sports, where all that the stress you put on your joints and your ligaments and your muscles, you got to be conditioned for you have some pop on you. So it's the way you play is paramount to do these things even more.
Well, and that's what I tell them, like, hey, if you don't want to get in the Olympic shape, don't come here. You will hate playing here because all our guys get in the Olympic shape. That's what we do. And, we take a lot of pride in what's an EKU basketball player. Yeah, you got to be talented. You got to be coachable. You got to be competitive. Man, you got to love to play. You got to love to play, and you got to have great character, because your character is what you do every day, the choices that you make every day. And you got to make great choices in every aspect of your life.
No doubt, man. I want to ask you this, bro. It's like for you, we just had Father's Day pass us by. How cool is it to have your former players text you on Father's Day and say, "Man, you was hard on me, coach, but thank you for all them times you did for me. I got my own family now, my own kids, and seeing their families grow. How cool is it if you get them texts on Father's Day when you're former guys, you know you had impact on their lives, man."
Yeah, those are the most special moments. I've been doing this. This is going in year 21. I've been fortunate. I've been a head coach for, I think this is year 14. I've had a lot of guys. I've got guys having kids now and getting married, and they're doing everything. I mean, I'm going to be 45 in October. I can't believe it. I don't know where the time has flown, gone, but those are special moments. And I always talk to the guys. You don't really. It's really not about the games. It's not about, it's really about like the moments that you have. Like, the year we won the championship, that team got back together, a year later. And the guys didn't even talk about the championship. They talked about, when we played Northern Kentucky in the non-conference, and we played them at 1 on a Sunday. We're practicing on a Saturday early in the morning. They weren't we weren't having a great practice. I put them on the line, made them run a 17. They don't make their time. So I was like, okay, well, you got to make your time. You don't have a choice. So I put them back on the line. They don't make their time again. We do it again. They don't make their time. So then I kick them out of practice. I say, you come back at 8 o'clock. We're going to practice at 8 o'clock. They're all looking at me like, man, this dude's nuts. We got a game tomorrow at 1. I said, no, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to love you and I'm going to hold you accountable. So they come back at 8. I put them right on the line. I said, you got to make your time. You got to make your time, and then we got to finish our practice. Then we get to the Northern game. This ain't gonna surprise you, but we didn't win. We didn't have much gas in the tank. But you got to teach them the right things,
Yes.
and you got to hold them accountable. So it's those fun stories that you hear about from the guys. You don't hear about, winning the game that got us the regular season championship, or you hear about the story that the practice before we played Northern Kentucky. That's what they wanted to talk about.
No doubt. I know one for me was when one of my teammates, he sat in his chair and his chair exploded and busted his butt on the locker room floor.
Yeah. See, like you don't remember the game, but you remember that. You don't remember the play before the half or any of that, but you remember the chair busting.
Yeah, we was down, but
Yeah.
it's funny what happened. It triggered us to come back. It lightened the mood. That he said that his chair exploded, and it made us all laugh. We came out loose, and we ended up winning. So it's like it kind of worked. We still get on him every day about it. Hey, you busted the chair, sucker.
Well, we were playing Morehead State years ago. It was during the COVID year. We're playing them at our place, and I think we're down 17, 18 points at half. So, I run, and we're playing at home. So I run in the locker room and I jump and I kick the board. And, I was hoping like to break it. You gotta get the guys fired up, but I didn't. And I just fell down. And then like the guys, I mean, like, then after we leave, they're all like laughing. I didn't hear them laugh, but then we came back and won the game. That's all they wanted to talk about. Like, it's those type of moments that make the season and fun stuff.
You know what? That's why I tell a lot of people like, I do I miss competing? Yes, but I miss the locker room because things like that, like what we just talked about here, with the example we give, those things are like what you keep you for life, and those things you can't replicate that outside of being in a locker room with a group of guys that you go to battle with. That's the part I still miss to this day, heading being 40 years old.
Well, and then trying to convince the guys like, this doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
This is going to go by so fast. And like, the window of playing at this level is closing and they think it lasts forever and it just doesn't. I mean, enjoying every second of this, enjoying conditioning and summer practice, enjoy the community service and enjoy the games, enjoy these things because, you wake up, man, this thing is over.
And see, and your birthday was the day I look forward to. The 15th of October for
Yeah.
Midnight Madness. Now, of course, there's no more, but that was your birthday was the day we look forward to for Midnight Madness to get back out there.
Yeah, and it was fun. Like all through high school, October 15th, all through my playing days, that's when you started practice. So I never enjoyed my birthday. I did. I loved it because I was a basketball junkie. But that's how I celebrated my birthday every year. It was awesome.
No doubt, man. No doubt. And I look at your roster, man. You got some great vets on your roster, but some young kids in the pipeline too, man. So about even in this portal world of still having young guys in the pipeline to grow and develop, so when your upperclassmen leave, to keep this thing going the right way.
Well, you got to be able to keep some guys in your program. It's critical. You're gonna lose guys. That is part of it. We lost George Kimball. He was second team all league. He averaged 20 points a game. He was third in the country in steals. We lost him. We lost him. Some guys you're going to lose, but we've been successful because we were able to keep guys in our program. You look at Isaiah Cozart, Cooper Robb, Michael Marino, Tay Blanton. We keep guys, because this is a special place to play. It really is, and it's a place where it's hard to leave because they do love playing this style of basketball. In our team now, we return Turner Buttrey, who's going into his fourth season. He's never been part of a losing team in his college career. We returned Jackson Holt, who's an elite shooter, led the ASUN in 3-point field goal percentage. We returned Montavious Myrick, who's probably the most improved player in our league. So we returned a lot of really good pieces, and there's a few more, and then so we got a veteran group, and then we bring in new guys that fit what we do here. They fit our culture. They understand the standard and what it means. They understand, what we're all about and winning the weight, man. That's it. That's what we're about. And so we get the right guys. So I love the mix of our guys. And then we were able to sign two freshmen. We've steadily signed, even with this new era in college athletics. We continue to sign freshmen. And the freshmen we've gotten, I mean, like we got Tyler Jackson, he's a top 100 player. MJ Williams, he was runner up for Mr. Basketball in North Carolina. And North Carolina's loaded with talent. So we got two elite guys right there.
No doubt, man. And last one for you, bro, is this, man, like for you, man, when you're not out here coaching, it's supposed to excite you for 40 minutes of the basketball, man, of excitement, man. Talk about how you're decompressing right now away from the court with your family and your kids, man, because I see now having some kids of my own, that time away from this thing is really important.
It is. And, so here I am. I'm a guy, I got no hobbies. I'm a basketball fanatic, and that's, it's crazy, but that's just who I've always been. But I'm blessed with an unbelievable family. I love them. My kids are growing up, and it's been fun. My oldest is 11. She's a cheerleader. My middle girl, she's 10. Andy, she's a softball player, and she made the All-Star team. So I get to go to the softball field twice a week, and I freaking love it. It's awesome. Just watching my daughter play softball. She had a great year, made the All-Star team. My son Archie is 6, and he's eating up my basketball. He knows every single day. He asks me like, hey, is Turner coming back? Is Jackson coming back? We talk about the roster every single day. We talk about the roster. So, but my wife is the best. She's the cheerleading coach at Eastern. She's got her passion in cheerleading, and she's won a national championship here at Eastern. She's chasing another one, just like we're chasing the NCAA tournament, and so we got a unique situation. I'm very blessed.
Now, I'm going to tell you before you go, AW, but my kid is 3, and he can get on slapping glass now on his own and look at 5 out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey man. Hey, trust me, man. It goes by fast, man. Enjoy it, man. Enjoy it.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely enjoying it, man. It's fun to see him getting immersed in what I love too. The way Arch's doing it for you, man. It's like I love it, man.
Yeah, I do 4 weeks of little kids basketball camp every summer, and man, Arch, he looks forward to this all year. We talk about our roster, we talk about the games, and he talks about basketball camp. And then we're in camp right now, and like he's going on his third week, man. He's exhausted. I mean, exhausted, but he loves it. He loves it. It's so much fun to watch.
No doubt. Hey, Doug, man, good to see you as always, my brother. Hope to see you on the road this year. West Georgia, Lipscomb, Austin, P1. I'll make sure I'm finally to see you, man. When the house comes come out in August, I'm gonna let you know when I can sneak away to come see you guys play, man.
Man, hey man, it's always good to see you. You're my guy, man. You're the best. I always enjoy talking to you.
Thanks, brother. Same here, bro.
All right, bro.